Or well, what is it about us that we need to always remember? If it's not just a reminder to us that it's not always about what God did in the past or what God does in the present. Sometimes we need to be reminded of what's awaiting in the future. And a memorial is all about the markers of what we remember. Right? There are so many memorials in America. There's the JFK Memorial. There is the Lincoln Memorial. There's Martin Luther King Memorial. Right? There's all these markers trying to remind us of what came before so that it can change how we live ahead. And there's this moment in the scriptures that I want us to go to that's really key when it comes to us deciding what future we create with our lives. In Joshua chapter 3, starting verse 1, it says this: Early in the morning, Joshua and all the Israelites set out from Shittim and went to the Jordan, where they camped before crossing over. After 3 days, the officers went throughout the camp giving orders to the people. When you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God and the Levitical priests carrying it, you are to move out from your positions and follow it. Then you will know which way to go, since you have never been this way before. But keep a distance of about 2,000 cubits between you and the ark. Do not go near it. And Joshua told the people, consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things among you. And Joshua said to the priest, take up the ark of the covenant and pass on ahead of the people. So they took it up and went ahead of them. And the Lord said to Joshua, today I will begin to exalt you in the eyes of all Israel, so that they may know that I am with you as I was with Moses. Tell the priest who carry the ark of the covenant, when you reach the edge of the Jordan's waters, go and stand in the river. Verse 9, Joshua said to the Israelites, come here and listen to the words of the Lord your God. This is how you will know that the living God is among you, and that he will certainly drive out before you the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Hivites, all the ites, right? See, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth will go into the Jordan ahead of you. And now then, choose 12 men from the tribes of Israel, one from each tribe. And as soon as the priests who carry the ark of the Lord of all the earth, set foot in the Jordan, its waters flowing downstream will be cut off and stand in a heap. And so when the people broke camp to cross the Jordan, the priests carrying the ark of the covenant went ahead of them. And now the Jordan is at flood stage all during harvest. Yet as soon as the priests who carry the ark reached the Jordan and their feet touched the water's edge, the water from upstream stopped flowing. It piled up in a heap a great distance away at a town called Adam in the vicinity of Zarethan, and while the water flowing down to the Sea of Arabah was completely cut off. And so the people crossed over opposite Jericho. And then verse 17, the priests who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord stopped in the middle of the Jordan and stood on dry ground, while all Israel passed by until the whole nation had completed the crossing on dry ground. This is one of the more epic moments in all of the scriptures. You have this story of hope and freedom, story of the future being more powerful than the past. The context that we find ourselves in with these people is that it's the Israelites. See, and they had been moved out of slavery. There was an exodus from under the oppression of the Egyptians, and God chose Moses to rise up a people. And he told them that there is a land that is promised to you. There is a future that is waiting for you. But what do you do when there's a raging river standing between you and your future? What do you do when you feel the call of something bigger than yourself, or you feel the dream that God had placed inside of you, and it's over there, and you desperately long for it, but what stands in your way is a river that you have to cross. So don't you wish that instead of God simply telling you there was a land promised for you, don't you wish that he would tell you there's a path that will make it easy for you? Anybody else, or is that just me? Right, God, why does there have to be a raging river? Why can't there be like an LA river? You know, it's like concrete most of the year, and then like 3 days a year is a river. I'll cross that, but why is it that so often, like, God puts the biggest dreams inside of us on the other side of the biggest challenges ahead of us? And the Israelites have this promise that there's something waiting for them, but they have to encounter the present where there's a challenge that will require every ounce of faith that they have. You see, it starts at the beginning here where it says, early in the morning, Joshua and all the Israelites set out from Shittim. It's the only time you're allowed to cuss in church, is when you're reading the Bible. Don't be mad at me. God wrote it, not me. And he went to the Jordan, where they camped before crossing over. And after 3 days, the officers went throughout the camp, giving orders to the people. When you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God and the Levitical priests carrying it, you are to move out from your positions and follow it, and then check it out. Then you will know which way to go, since you've never been this way before. When you read that, it is a little confusing. Because it says, then you'll know which way to go, because you've never been this way before. But hold up, God, how am I going to know which way to go if I've never been this way before? I don't even know how to get from my house to my kid's school that I go every day without Waze. How about you? I know where the school is. I know the turns, and yet I still put it into Waze. Maybe it'll be different today. It says, then you'll know which way to go since you've never been this way before. But it's what happened before that that's the key. As he says, I need you to watch. I need you to have your eyes on the Ark of the Covenant. See, the Ark of the Covenant was a symbol for the presence of God. It was this literal ark, this treasure chest that they carried, that God told them, it's not just that I'm contained in this chest, it's that you need it as a reminder that my presence will be everywhere that you go. See, there's a promised land waiting for you. There's a future that's waiting for you. There's a dream, there's a calling ahead of you, but if you do not bring the presence of God with you, it will not be the future that you were created to live.